I welcome you all to my 9th lecture on digital signal processing, that is UEC 502, for electronics and communication engineering students and electronics and computer engineering students. Today we will do fast Fourier transform algorithms. Those are commonly known as FFT, for efficient computation of DFT. As DFT is used for linear filtering, correlation analysis, and spectrum analysis, etc. Therefore, its efficient computation is a topic of prime interest. Let Xn be the data sequence of length capital N. The DFT is computed to generate the sequence Xk such that its each element is complex valued or N elements are complex valued. We also assume that the sequence in time domain Xn is also complex valued. The conventional way or direct method for computation of DFT is through this formula, that is equation A for calculation of DFT. Capital Xk is equal to summation n running from 0 to n minus 1 xn w raised to power kn, with w is equal to e raised to power minus j 2 pi by n for k ranging from 0 to n minus 1. Here w is called twiddle factor as discussed earlier. The equation B is for IDFT calculation, that is to calculate xn from xk, that is xn is equal to 1 by n summation k running from 0 to n minus 1 xk w raised to power minus kn for n ranging from 0 to n minus 1. In previous lectures, we have discussed that the DFT can be expressed in terms of real and imaginary parts, that is xk is equal to xrk plus iota xik. This gives us opportunity to calculate xrk and xik through these equations, where we need to calculate these trigonometric functions cos 2 pi k by n and sin 2 pi k by n. Small xrn and small xin are real and imaginary parts of time domain sequence xn. So this is very important. Here the direct computation of equations C and D requires n cross n complex multiplications or 4n into n real multiplications. For each point of DFT, let us suppose k, for each typical value of k, we require 4n real multiplications, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there are n points, so 4n into n real multiplications. Similarly, n minus 1 into n complex additions are required, which is equivalent to 4 bracket n minus 1 into n real additions. 2n square evaluation of trigonometric functions, because we require trigonometric functions to calculate xrk and xik, and many indexing and addressing operations. So if I view, if I observe it, then I will find that the direct computation is an inefficient approach. But we have an option that we can exploit the symmetry and periodicity properties of phase factor or twiddle factor W subscript capital N, and it follows that W raised to power k plus n by 2 is equal to minus W raised to power k. This is by symmetric property. And W raised to power k plus n is equal to W raised to power k. This is by periodicity property. The fast Fourier transform algorithms mainly exploit these two fundamental properties of twiddle factor or phase factor. So this symmetric property and this is periodicity property, and the fast Fourier transform algorithms exploit these two properties to reduce the computation complexity of DFT calculation. The basics of divide and conquer approach for DFT computation. This is base of FFT algorithms. Now capital N, that is number of points in DFT, are equal to L cross M, that is through factorization, that is factorization as a product of two integers, L cross M. If n is a prime number, then we can use zero padding procedure to ensure appropriate factorization. Now we will arrange the time domain sequence xn in one-dimensional array like this. Here from this, it can be stored in two-dimensional array by using mapping of index n to indices L and M. Like this. Here it is an array. First element is x00, x01, x0, m-1, like this. So for row-wise entry of xn, n is equal to ml plus m, and for column-wise of entry of x elements of xn, n is mapped to l plus ml. So x new sequence is xn is mapped to xlm. It is how it is mapped. I will give you example. First row wise entry. Now here for row wise entry in xlm, here x0, x1 and first m elements are arranged in this, and next m elements are arranged in second row, and so on. So the first row consists of the first m elements of xn, and so on, and n is equal to ml plus small m. For column wise entry, the mapping stores first L elements of xn in first column. Look at this, x0, x1, xl minus 1, xl, xl plus 1, and so on. So it is how we arrange elements of xn in 2D through mapping of indices. A similar arrangement can be used to store the computed DFT value. It involves a mapping of index k to a pair of indices pq, where p is ranging from 0 to l minus 1 and q is ranging from 0 to m minus 1. If k is equal to mp plus q, then the DFT values are stored on row basis. That is, first row contains first m elements of DFT xk, and so on. If k is equal to p plus ql, then the DFT values are stored in column on column basis. That is, first L elements of xk are stored in the first column, and so on, like this. Here row wise entry, but here capital xk will be there. Here column wise entry, and indices will change to pq. Therefore xn is mapped to xl, small xlm array, and capital xk is mapped to capital xpq array. These 2D array, this is 2D array. Now let us assume that we are doing column wise mapping for xn and the row wise mapping for capital xk, which results in xpq. So xk is mapped to xpq. Summation, there will be two summation, L running from 0 to L minus 1, M running from 0 to M minus 1. Instead of xn, there is xl comma m e raised to minus j2 pi n. Now here, as we are doing column wise entry, so n is mapped to ml plus l and k is mapped to mp plus q. Instead of n, we are writing ml plus l, and instead of k, mp plus q in the conventional DFT formula. This is how we map the things. Now capital xpq is equal to summation L running from 0 to L minus 1, M running from 0 to M minus 1, xl comma m, w raised to power. Here we are substituting, instead of exponential, using w raised to ml plus l and mp plus q, like this. Now first we handle this, the twiddle factor. We will expand the twiddle factor through mathematical operation as shown. Now we will find that this w raised to power mlmp is actually equal to 1. It is actually equal to 1 because m and p are also integer values. So this is 1. So there are three terms: w raised to power mq with base m, w raised to power pl with base l, w raised to power lq with base 9. Now substituting this value, instead of this, I will substitute this here. I will substitute this here, and the rearrangement of this equation. just I am rearranging the element or rearranging the equation, I will get this form. So XPQ is equal to summation L running from 0 to L minus 1 bracket W raised to power LQ base with base N, and inside there is a DFT with summation M running from 0 to M minus 1 XLM W M raised to power M cube with base M. And this, as shown, there is one more factor, W raised to power LP with base L. Now clearly observing, if I observe this, I will find that inside the innermost bracket is containing M point DFT. And then this is going to be multiplied by W raised to power L cube with base N to form a new sequence. And this outermost bracket shows another DFT, that is L point DFT. So for the computation of this, we need 3 steps. First, we compute the M point DFT for Q ranging from 0 to M minus 1 to generate a sequence FLQ equal to, that is DFT sequence, equal to summation M running from 0 to M minus 1 XLM W raised to power MQ with base M for each of the rows L ranging from 0 to L minus 1. This is L DFTs each of M points. So we will compute L DFTs each of M points, which require LM square complex multiplications and LM into M minus 1 complex additions. Next step, so we have computed this portion. In the next step, this portion is going to be multiplied by this factor. So next we compute a new rectangular array GLQ. The GLQ is equal to W raised to power LQ from this, and FLQ for Q ranging from 0 to M minus 1 and L ranging from 0 to L minus 1. So this operation requires LM complex multiplications. Finally, what we have done, we have computed this M point DFT multiplied by this, and now the outer DFT, that is L point DFT. Finally, we compute L point DFTs XPQ equal to L running from 0 to summation L running from 0 to L minus 1 GLQ W raised to power LP over with base L for each of the columns. For each of the columns Q ranging from 0 to M minus 1 of the array GLQ. So eventually XPQ is equal to L running from 0 to L minus 1 in the bracket W raised to power LQ FLQ bracket close W raised to power LP with base L. This operation requires M DFTs each of L points. This operation requires M DFTs each of L points, and it requires ML square complex multiplications and ML into L minus 1 complex additions. Finally, its computation complexity. The whole procedure involves number of complex multiplications is equal to N bracket M plus L plus 1. So what we are doing here, complex multiplication LM square plus LM plus ML square. And solving this, we get N bracket M plus L plus 1. For complex additions, LM into M minus 1 plus ML into L minus 1. And this will give you N bracket M plus L minus 2. So these many complex multiplications and complex additions are required, where N is equal to L into M. Therefore, number of multiplications has been reduced from N square to complex multiplications are reduced from N square to N into L plus M plus 1. And number of complex additions has been reduced from N into N minus 1 to N bracket L plus M minus 2. So a huge reduction in computation complexity. These are complex multiplications. These are complex additions. This divide and conquer approach is based on the decomposition of an n-point DFT into successively smaller DFTs, which leads to a family of computationally efficient algorithms referred to as FFT algorithms collectively. Now we will do one example. Let us suppose capital N is equal to 1024 and we select L is equal to 4 and M is equal to 256. Then the direct computation of n-point DFT requires, that is CM is complex multiplication. CM is complex multiplication. So it is n square. So it will give you this 1048576. And complex additions are number of complex equal to 1047552. Then by the divide and conquer approach, which we have just discussed, result in complex multiplications equal to 267264 by this formula. And CA, complex additions, are 264192 by this formula. So the advantage of using divide and conquer is that the complex multiplication and complex additions are reduced by approximately a factor of 4. So a huge reduction is there, can be viewed by the usage of divide and conquer approach, and that is actually because of the properties of twiddle factor, because we have exploited twiddle factor through divide and conquer approach for our benefit. So we will go for divide and conquer approach if we want to calculate DFT. This is the base of FFT algorithms. Next, we discuss radix 2 FFT algorithm. We can exploit the divide and conquer approach to derive fast algorithms when the size of DFT is restricted to be a power of 2 or a power of 4. This approach is quite efficient when capital N is highly composite. That is, when N can be factored as N is equal to R1, R2, R3, Rv, where Rj is prime number. If R1 is equal to R2 is equal to Rv is equal to R, then N can be expressed as capital N is equal to R raised to power V. Here R is called the radix of FFT algorithm. DFT are of size R, so that the computation of n-point DFT has a regular pattern. The radix 2 is the most widely used FFT algorithm. That is why we are discussing it in detail. The radix 2 FFT algorithm with decimation in time approach. Radix 2 FFT algorithm is having two approaches. One is decimation in time and one is decimation in frequency. So first we will discuss decimation in time approach. Here in the divide and conquer approach, we select M is equal to N by 2 and L is equal to 2. Now splitting n-point data sequence into two n by 2 point data sequence, that is F1n is equal to x2n and F2n is equal to x2n plus 1, where n is running from 0 to n by 2 minus 1. Now F1n and F2n, F1n we consider even samples and F2n we consider odd samples, are generated odd number, even number sample, are generated by decimating xn by a factor of 2. That is decimation in time process. It follows that xk is equal to summation n running from 0 to n minus 1 xn w raised to power kn k running from 0 to n minus 1. So what we do, we divide it into even and odd samples, that is even samples and odd samples. There are two summations. Now here this is summation m running from 0 to n by 2 minus 1 x2m, here w raised to power 2 k m, and here m running from 0 to n by 2 minus n x2m plus 1 w raised to power 2m plus 1 k. So even and odd, I have divided xn into two types of samples, even and odd sample. 2m is even, 2m plus 1 is odd number of samples. We know that w raised to power 2 with base n is equal to w with base n by 2. This is very simple to show, and it leads to, here x2m is f1m x2m plus 1 is f2m. So it leads to xk is equal to summation m running from 0 to n by 2 minus n f1m w. Now this 2 can go substituted here, n by 2. So w raised to power km with base n by 2 and summation plus summation m running from 0 to n by 2 minus 1 x2m w raised to power km with base n by 2 into wn raised to power k. Wn raised to the power k from this wn, and this 1 into k will give k. So this is f1k, this is n by 2 point dft f2k multiplied by wnk. So this is the main equation, xk is equal to f1k plus w raised to power k f2k. Very simple. This is f1k n by 2 point dft, this is f2k n by 2 point dft, and this is multiplication factor, and multiplication factor is twiddle factor w raised to power k. Now f1k and f2k are periodic with period n by 2, which results in f1k plus n by 2 is equal to f1k, f2k plus n by 2 is equal to f2k through the periodicity property of twiddle factor. Here w raised to power k plus n by 2 with base n is equal to minus w raised to power k with base n. Very simple to show. Just substitute the value of w and calculate whether it is true or not. You will find it that it is true. Therefore, we can show that xk is equal to f1k plus w raised to power k with base n f2k, and xk plus n by 2 is equal to f1k minus w raised to power k f2k, where k is ranging from 0 to n by 2 minus 1. Now, looking at the formulas of f1k, f1k requires n by 2 into n by 2 complex multiplications, f2k requires n by 2 into n by 2 complex multiplications, and n by 2 additional multiplications required to compute w raised to power k with base n to f2k here. So the total number of complex multiplications in computation of xk is n square by 4 plus n by 2 into n square by 4. So this will give you n square by 2 bracket 1 plus 1 by n. Therefore, the reduction of complex multiplication is observed to be from n square to n square by 2 1 plus 1 by n. This reduction is by approximately a factor of 2 for a large number of n. If n is large, this is approximately n square by 2. So for large number of n, this reduction is observed to be approximately by a factor of 2. Now we may define, now this is the basic butterfly computation and decimation in time FFT algorithm. Now look at this, xk is equal to f1k plus w raised to power k f2k, xk plus n by 2 is f1k minus w raised to power k f2k. So from this we can form a butterfly, that is a, here it is b, this is wn raised to power r, then a is a plus w raised to power r b, and b is a minus w raised to power r b. So it is exactly what is happening here. This, from this we can generate the basic butterfly. So this is the basic butterfly computation in the flow diagram. Decimation in time, for decimation in time FFT algorithm. Now we may define G1k is equal to F1k for k ranging from 0 to n by 2 minus 1, and G2k is equal to W raised to power k F2k, k ranging from 0 to n by 2 minus 1. Hence DFT xk can be expressed as xk is equal to G1k plus G2k, and xk plus n by 2 is equal to G1k minus G2k. Now repeat decimation in time once more. The F1n results in two n by 4 point sequences as V11 is equal to F12n, and V12 F1 2n plus 1, that is once more even and odd numbers sample for F1n, and F2n results in 2n by 4 point sequences as F21n is equal to F22n, and V22n is equal to F22n plus 1 for n ranging from 0 to n by 4 minus 1, or even and odd sequence. So repeat decimation in time once more. So now there are 4 sequences: V11n, V12n, V21n, V22n. Vijn, the DFT n by 4 point DFT is, this is n by 4 point DFT is Vijk. Following the same butterfly computation procedure, it is clear that F1k is equal to V11k plus W raised to the power k n by 2 V12k, and F1k plus n by 4 is equal to V11k minus V raised to the power k n by 2 V raised to the power k with base n by 2 V12k. And for similarly, F2k is equal to V21k plus W raised to the power k with base n by 2 into V22k, and F2k plus n by 4 is equal to V21k minus W raised to the power k with base n by 2 V22k. Here k is ranging from 0 to n by 4 minus 1. By computing n by 4 point DFT, we can obtain n by 2 point DFT, F1k and F2k. So it is a sort of divide and conquer approach. We are reducing a larger DFT to the smaller DFTs. The Vijk requires 4 cross n by 4 square complex multiplications, that is n square by 4. Now computation of F1k and F2k needs complex multiplication in total as 4 into n by 4 whole square plus 2 into n by 4 is equal to n square by 4 plus n by 2 number of complex multiplications. Consequently, the total number of complex multiplication is reduced by a factor of 2 again for large n. When we view the total number of complex multiplication required to compute xk from F1k and F2k, that is, total number of complex multiplications are n square by 4, 1 plus 4 by n, or it is n square by 4 plus n by 2 plus n by 2. This is n square by 4 plus n. So for large number of n, for large n, it is approximately n square by 4. It is approximately n square by 4. Here F1k and F2k requires how many complex multiplications? N square by 4 plus n by 2. So n square by 4 plus n by 2. This n by 2 comes into picture because of this multiplication. W because of this multiplication. Here W raised to the power k is going to multiply by F2k. So n by 2 additional multiplications are required. So totally n square by 4 plus n. For large n, it is n square by 4. The decimation of data sequence, can be repeated again and again until the resulting sequence are reduced to 1 point sequences. So if you will decimate data again and again, that will reduce to 1 point sequence. In general, before discussing this, we will discuss this. In general, each butterfly involves one complex multiplication and 2 complex additions. Looking at butterfly, one complex multiplication and 2 complex additions. This is b into w raised to power r with base n. So 1 complex multiplication and 2 complex addition in each butterfly. In general, each butterfly involves 1 complex multiplication and 2 complex additions. For n is equal to 2 raised to power v, there are n by 2 butterflies per stage of computation, and there are log 2n stages. There are log 2n stages, that is v. V is equal to log 2n. Number of stages are log 2n, and at each stage there are n by 2 butterflies. So total number of complex from this, for n raised to power 2 or n is equal to 2 raised to power v, the decimation can be performed v is equal to log 2n times. Therefore, the total number of complex multiplications is reduced to n by 2 into v, that is n by 2 log 2n, and the total number of complex additions is reduced to n log 2n, that is equal to n v. V is log 2n. This computation complexity is very low as compared to that DFT approach, DFT calculation approach. In the direct DFT approach, we required n square complex multiplications and n minus 1 into n complex additions in the direct computation of DFT. Now, if we are using radix 2 decimation in time algorithm, then total number of complex multiplications is reduced to n by 2 into log 2n, and the total number of complex additions is reduced to capital N log 2n. So a huge reduction in computational complexity is observed when you use FFT algorithm. And here we have used radix 2 algorithm with decimation in time approach. So here I finish my lecture. Thanks for attending this session on DSP. In the next lecture, we will first do its one example, and then we will do radix 2 algorithm with decimation in frequency approach, its butterfly and its computation complexity. So that's all for this session. See you in next lecture. And for this course on digital signal processing, you need to follow these reference books. And for self-study, you can purchase 1 or 2 books of your own choice from this list. Thank you.